everyone, Radhe Radhe. So today we're doing Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 verse 39, and this goes pretty deep. This goes very explicitly explaining what Chaitanya Prabhu was saying, that until now we were doing Sankhya Yoga, and now we're doing, then there was Karma Kand, now we're doing Buddhi Yoga. So he really goes into a lot of detail, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, in this verse. It's and then Chaitanya Prabhu's explanation also explained a lot. So this is I think this is one of the important verses. I would say this is one of the important verses. So let us sing. Let me sing. And and it sounds very flowy as well. It sounds good. I sang it a few times extra just because I liked how it sounded. So it's nice. Isha te bhita sankhye buddhiryoge tvimam shrinu buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. So Isha te bhita sankhye. Isha te bhita sankhye. All of this unto you described by Radha. Let me read the translation first, actually. So far, I've described this knowledge to you through analytical study, which means Sankhya. And now listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive results, which is Buddhir Yoge. He says, Buddhir Yoge Tvimam Shrinu. Buddhir Yoge Tvimam Shrinu. So all this unto you described was analytical study. So that, and then Buddhir Yoge, in Buddhi is intelligence, yoga is working without fruitive results. So working, this just here. So now listen as I explain in terms of working without fruitive results. Buddhya yukto yaya partha. Buddhya, by intelligence, dovetailed by which, O son of Pritha, which is Arjun's name. So when you act in such knowledge, basically, karma bandham prahasyasi. Karma bandham, the bondage of reaction. Prahasyasi, you can be released from. So, O son of Pritha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of works. That is the translation, but let me go through the explanation because there's a lot going on here. There's a lot. So the Sankhya Yoga Sankhya basically means analysis, counting. So Sankhya Yoga was from 211 to 230, which was talking about you're not the body but the soul. So we are, so that was the analysis of, like, yes, I am not the body. The body is, will change and it will be born and die. The soul is eternal. It will not be born. It will not die. It cannot be cut. It cannot be burned. All of that kind of stuff. Like what is the difference between the body and the soul, and the fact that the soul is eternal, the body is not, and I am the soul, I'm not the body. So that was Sankhya Yoga. Now, and then Karma Kand after that was from 31 to 37, and that was about like doing our job, doing our duty, and then getting into heavens, enjoying heaven, enjoying earth if we win, enjoying heaven if we lose and die, and all of that. Like, so that was Karma Kand, do your work. And now Buddhi Yoga is what he's talking about next, which is the combining these two. So he says that Buddhir Yoga Tvimam Shrinu, right? So now listen as I explain it in terms of Buddhi Yoga. I'll go like that way. Now listen as I explain it in terms of Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi means intelligence, so intelligence yoga. So, and then he says, so until now, all of this that I've described was Sankhya Yoga. All of this that I've described was Sankhya. And now listen as I tell you about Buddhi Yoga. So he's very explicit. All of this was Sankhya. So far, everything was Sankhya. Now listen to me as I talk to you about Buddhi Yoga. So so Sankhya is... so there are 6 different philosophies, and one of them is Sankhya, propagated by Kapil. Now there are 2 different kinds of Kapil Dev. There is an atheistic Kapil and there is a theistic Lord Kapil Dev. So atheistic one, both have taught Sankhya that too. It's like gets so complicated. So the atheistic couple is more widely known to people as Sankhya, but both of them have taught Sankhya. And of course, then because this is ISKCON, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu is an ISKCON person, and Srila Prabhupada is an ISKCON person, and everyone here is very theistic. And the Bhagavad Gita talks about Sri Krishna as being God, so it's a very theistic book. So here they're talking about the Sankhya Yoga as being the theistic Sankhya Yoga, not as being the atheistic Sankhya Yoga. So that's what this section describes. And then so now the question is, what is Buddhi Yoga, right? So Buddhi Yoga is and they're going to Bhagwan Shri Krishna is probably going to explain it further. But buddhi, intelligence, is intelligence by which one connects to the deeper reality of life. But if we will understand it more. Basically, how to get to God. And so far, Bhagwan Shri Krishna has not said that I am God. So he does that, I think, in chapter 10 or much later on. And in any case, not anywhere here. So by here, when he's talking about Buddhi Yoga, what is he saying? What is Buddhi Yoga? Let's see. So Buddhi means intelligent. This is the sentence that I was looking for. So Sankhya is analysis and Buddhi is internalized wisdom. So Sankhya is analysis. It's the mind. It's like, this is, you follow logic. And Buddhi is, according to him, is the internalized wisdom. It's the knowingness that comes from after you do the intellectual work and you absorb it and it becomes a part of you and it becomes a knowingness. That's what Buddhi is. I like that definition a lot. It's a very good definition. And then so Buddhi Yoga is I'm trying to see if there's something here that I read that I wanted to highlight. So so Buddhi Yoga refers to getting buddhi that one gets from Atma Gyan. Atma Gyan means knowledge of the soul. Atma is soul and Gyan is knowledge. So knowledge of the soul, that knowing that I'm not the body, I'm the soul. And so if you combine the two, you will know how to work without bondage. Karma bandham prahas. You see, that's the last section. You'll be free from bondage by this. So Buddhi Yoga, so Buddhi Yoga is the transcendental quality of the work that we perform. So it's not just work, but it's the transcendental quality, which means, what does that mean? What does transcendental quality of work mean? It means the motivation by which I'm doing the work. So you do the same work. And this is what Chaitanya Charan Prabhu is explaining as well, which I loved so much. You do your work, you do your material things, you go out, you do your job, you do your business, you do whatever you want to do, you make money, you do all of that. And you just decide that the reason that you're doing the work, the motivation for that is because you're going to do all of that for Bhagwan Shri Krishna. You're doing, like, even if you're making money and you're just doing it because you want to live a comfortable life, and you want to live a comfortable life so that then you can, present it. You can, I love this word arpit. Arpit is a word that comes to me quite often, like when I'm feeling really joyful, like good joyful, not ego joyful, but really good joyful, then I feel like I want to present, I just want to pour that into Radha Krishna. I just want to say, this is arpit to you. This is like, I'm giving it to you. I'm offering it to you, the joy. So that's the motivation. Like when you work with the motivation of, like, whatever I'm doing because yes, I want to live a comfortable life and all of that, but at the end of the day, I'm just going to pour all of that into you. I'm just going to give it to you. I'm just going to offer it to you. All of my joy is yours, and that kind of thing. So that's when it becomes Buddhi Yoga, when your motivation for whatever you're doing. So the more you remember, basically throughout the day, the more you remember Radha Krishna, the more you remember, and of course I'm speaking from the point of view of Radha Krishna, because that's what I feel. That's what resonates with me, that in a very deep way. So the more you think about them, the more you do it for them, the more it becomes Buddhi Yoga, the more it becomes transcendental. The same thing that you might be doing otherwise, the exact same thing, it becomes transcendental. It becomes Buddhi Yoga. Okay, that's it for today. We're going to do chapter 2, verse 40 tomorrow. Wish you a very, very beautiful day. Radhe Radhe.